Please welcome the 8th Secretary General of the United Nations, Ban Ki-moon.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor for me to stand before you again to speak about some global citizens. You have just heard Mia Mottley, Prime Minister of Barbados, and also President Lazarus Chakwera. They're all great leaders. I'm no longer Secretary General at this time. I'm a retired person, but I have a lot of things to do as a former Secretary General. It's much more convenient without any security, all this, yeah. In any way, I have been speaking to many people here and there, Central Park and Germany and elsewhere about global citizen occasion. But each time I have been speaking out to the citizens. It is, after all, you who really manages all these daily lives to make your country strong and healthy and sustainable. Therefore, I would just say something which I have been thinking about, how we can work together to promote sustainability and to address the climate change issues and how to empower women and how to empower young people. Those are still very important agenda for me to continuously promote. When you are in the official position, sometimes you may not be able to speak out freely, but I have no problem, I can speak. So, ladies and gentlemen, just bear with me. Dear global citizens, we have gathered here today as we must drastically step up for the promise of a healthy, sustainable, and just future. It is clear that the climate crisis is aggravating a multitude of alarming global challenges, from Palestine to Sudan to Haiti and beyond. Violent conflicts, health issues, and food insecurity are becoming increasingly prevalent. What we will hear today is that the current financial structure is not delivering for most people and countries in the global south, particularly those poor countries. It is simply not fit to address the poly-crisis emergency. I'm glad to see that there is a growing awareness that we cannot continue like this with an outdated financial system to end extreme poverty, adapt to climate crisis, and provide adequate access to education and health. I am also speaking with emphasis that quality education is very important. When I was just a 6-year-old boy, Korean War broke out. We didn't have anything. Everything was destroyed. After the war, I had to study on the dirt. All the classrooms, were destroyed. We had to stay just under the tree, under the shade. When it rained, we were just happy because there was no class. That's what, I think you experienced everything. You didn't like, all the times class. But we now are very much, grateful to the United Nations, UNESCO. They provided us textbook, etc. So a very poor young boy who grew up in such very difficult times, with the help of the United Nations, later rose to become Secretary General of the United Nations. So I'm doing whatever I really want to repay back to global citizens. I'm glad that there is a growing awareness that we cannot continue with an outdated financial system to end extreme poverty, adapt to climate crisis, and provide adequate access to education and health. I understand that public finances are currently under immense strain. But world leaders must use all the tools available to maximize the impact of the finance that they provide for overseas development, including reforming international financial institutions. I welcome the leadership of Her Excellency Mia Mottley, Prime Minister of Barbados, whom you heard, who put forward some powerful reform ideas based on her experience as a Prime Minister of Barbados. I also want to acknowledge the great work done as a part of the Paris Pact for the Planet and People, led by President Macky Sall of Senegal. I could quote many more engaged in the fight to leave no one behind. We've been speaking out. Let us work together to leave no one behind in this world. For instance, today, I will also record a statement of support for the Fossil Fuel Non-Proliferation Treaty, which is essential to address the underlying cause of climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you very much. And I was also very happy to learn that before I arrived yesterday in New York, last Sunday, the leaders of the world gathered and they really were united to adopt a very important statement, Pact for the Future, climate change, gender equality, and also, again, I'm very happy as a former Secretary General of the United Nations. I worked tirelessly to bring together world leaders to address awaiting impacts and destructive effects of climate change. Now, there are so many global challenges, but there is not a single thing which can be done alone. So we must join all our hands deck under together. That's the lessons which I learned as a Secretary General and also traveling around the world as former Secretary General. Now, I'm very grateful for your strong global citizenship, and let's work together to realize and build a sustainable world for. That's your moral responsibility. And for me, again, moral responsibility. I don't have any political responsibility. So let's work together. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I wish you all the best. Thank you.